Hello friends. You're watching Odds Stats channel. This channel is dedicated to coefficient analysis of sports betting. This video is for those who are not yet familiar with the Odds Stats resource or have just started using it. To understand all the possibilities of the website, watch this video until the end and many questions will be answered naturally. Odds Stats is an informational resource that provides statistical data and odds for future and played matches in 6 sports: football, hockey, basketball, volleyball, handball and baseball. It is intended for comprehensive analysis of sports events using the odds set by the bookmaker for the selected match. Recently, the Odds Live section has been added, which displays the match score, current and initial odds. Currently, OddsStat contains 8 databases for 6 types of sports, with the number of matches in the databases exceeding 420,000. Our resource not only allows you to analyze sports matches using coefficient analysis, but also provides statistics on team performances, their form, performance, and keeps track of bets made in the financial manager. The largest and main section is Stats. It is in this section that the main analysis of future matches is conducted. This section is divided into 6 sports, each of which has from 1 to 5 databases. All databases are represented in this image. Let's look at the resource interface using the example of the football database. The interface in other databases has the same style, but differs only in the values of outcomes. We will discuss other sports a little later. In the middle part of the screen there is a yellow filtering row. Data is added to this row, after which filtering is performed by clicking the search button. Data can be added both manually by typing on the keyboard and automatically by clicking the mouse cursor on the cell containing the necessary data. After the filtration is performed in the upper right part of the screen, profitability or loss in fleets is calculated. The average coefficient is calculated, the pass percentage, and the number of fleets with 1 bet per each column are counted. A fleet is a hypothetical unit of bet. For a simple understanding of profitability, you can take your fleet, the amount you bet on one outcome, for example €100 or €10, and multiply it by the number of fleets indicated in the cell. Profitability. Net profit in the column in fleets, the sum of all successful odds minus the number of matches played. Fleets per 1 bet. This is the profitability value divided by the number of matches. This is the most indicative indicator of the profitability of the chosen corridor. For example, after filtration on the page, 6 matches are shown, with a profitability of 5 fleets for them. This means that the average profitability value is 5 fleets divided by 6 matches, resulting in 1 fleet per match. The average coefficient is calculated by summing the values of winning cells, they are highlighted in green, and dividing by the number of winning. The pass percentage is the number of winning cells divided by the number of matches played and multiplied by 100%. For a more informative display of calculation results, there is an indicator that highlights cells with calculations in red. If the obtained value is less than the one set in the settings in the personal account. To configure this indicator, you need to go to your personal account in the Settings section and enter values according to your preferences. These settings are informational indicators and do not affect the filtration. The entered data is saved automatically. Also, in the settings you can set the number of hours ahead for displaying matches that have not been played, and the number of matches per page for which statistical indicators described earlier will be calculated. In the top left corner of the screen, there is information about the set settings as well as quick filtering buttons, thanks to which you can filter matches of national teams, championships, cup or club international games, top, middle, or lower leagues. In the middle part of the screen there is a green button with a white arrow. After clicking on it, a new page will open with the selected match and the set corridor. The coefficients on 1x2 abbreviated to tenths. Typically, it is most convenient to start working with match analysis from this button. After this, you can both delete and add information to any yellow cell of the selected match. After adding information, you need to click the search button. Some matches, team names, are highlighted in blue. These matches have a complete match of coefficients on 1x2 with played matches in the archive. In the middle top part of the screen there is a statistics analysis block. To determine the number of values greater, less, than the set one, it is necessary to filter matches by odds or by team, championship, country, and enter a value in the orange row, greater, or the blue row, less. Then click the Search button. After the search pass, percentage values and the number of successes will appear. It is not possible to simultaneously enter data in the orange and blue rows in the same column to maintain the correctness of the calculations. In all databases for all types of sports, there are columns with margin and margin category. Bookmaker margin: this is the commission that the company includes in the odds, allowing it to earn regardless of the event outcome. The smaller the margin, the higher the odds. Typically, the margin varies from 0 to 10 to 11%. Bookmakers set close to zero margin for matches. They want to attract more attention from bettors. The lowest margin is set for the most popular leagues and events. In football, these are usually the top leagues: England, Germany, France, Italy, Spain. As the popularity of the league decreases, the margin increases. The maximum margin is for the lowest leagues. To distinguish between such leagues, we have created margin categories from 1 to 9. Filtering by margin and margin category is also available in odds stats. In football, there is one database with odds from which the margin has been removed through adjustment using a formula. On the left side of the page are the margin-free odds from the football base outcome. And on the right side are the odds from the Football 24 database. Thanks to this approach, we have combined corridors from different margin categories into one and vice versa. Matches from the same corridor but different categories are now dispersed into different corridors. In the football and hockey databases, there is a column percentage change category of odds. In all databases except Football 24 and Hockey 24, only initial odds are recorded. In the Football 24 and Hockey 24 databases, odds are recorded in the morning of the game day current odds. Since odds change over time in one direction or another, and a significant amount of time passes between these events, the odds for the same events in the outcome and 24 databases differ. This results in so-called discrepancies. We compare these odds and calculate the percentage by which the odds have changed. Then we group these percentage changes and created 6 categories of percentage change. The first category is if the odds have changed insignificantly up to 3%. The sixth maximum category is a change in odds of more than 25%. Also, in the football outcome and 24 as well as hockey outcome and 24 databases, there is an indication of changes in odds. If the odds have increased, the cell is highlighted in blue. If decreased, in red. In the volleyball and baseball databases, statistics by sets and innings are located on the right side of the screen. By adding the number 1 to the row, you can view the team's game statistics for each set or inning respectively: win, loss.